Good morning, everybody. Today's little video that I'm gonna make for you guys is gonna show you how I meal prep for semi the week, because I don't really meal prep in bulk a whole lot, but also just for each day. So what I like to do personally, because I'm lucky enough to have the time to do so right now, is I prep my proteins in bulk still, usually on the weekend, but this weekend I was busy because it's a holiday weekend. I was out having fun. But I do prep my veggies each day, because I don't personally like to eat veggies that are a couple days old, and for me it takes 15 minutes tops to prep them, so it's really not a huge deal for me to do it in the morning. So I'm gonna show you guys how I kind of do that. This video is gonna be very cut and like put together, not very well. I'm not a videographer by any means, and I do this on my phone, so it's gonna be iMovie how I'm gonna do this for you guys. So be gentle, bear with me. But for starters, okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm going to cook to start with. Okay, so today, my veggies of choice, kind of for the week, but I still cook it every day, but I buy veggies in bulk, change it up week to week depending on what I'm feeling. I got Brussels sprouts. This is 200 grams of Brussels sprouts alone. I just chop them in half, and I'm going to cook them in my bacon grease, as I've told most of you guys. It's my favorite way to eat them. I also have 121 grams of yellow bell pepper. I'm gonna throw on some broccoli slaw. I'll show you guys how I do that. And then for my breakfast, which I'm also going to show you guys what I'm cooking, I have kale and spinach just to add some greens to my very simple breakfast. For my proteins that I'm going to cook in bulk this week, I have some 93% lean ground turkey. I buy these in bulk at Costco. So I'm going to cook 2 pounds of this, not only for myself, but I also feed it to my dog. So I usually cook a lot more of this at a time. And then I also have some chicken breasts that I also buy in bulk from Costco. I'm usually not a huge fan of chicken breast. I'd rather do chicken thighs, but I had it in my freezer, so I'm just gonna try to use it up. Some other things that I have that are super easy, I always have in my freezer because it takes 5 minutes if I'm in a pinch. I have these wild Alaskan salmon burgers. They're 9 grams of fat, 22 grams of protein. I literally throw it on 4 to 5 minutes each side on the stovetop, and they're delicious. And then so easy, so delicious. I'm just big fan of that. I also have some veggie burgers, which are super easy to whip up. And then as you see in here, I always have tons of meat. So I always have tons of chicken. I have more ground turkey in my freezer. I have some steaks. I have more bacon that's frozen. I buy all my proteins in bulk at Costco every single time, that lasts me multiple weeks. Okay, so what I do is cook my 2 pieces of bacon, throw my Brussels sprouts down. I cut them in half, put them face down in my bacon grease, as you can see, for approximately like 8 to 10 minutes, cooked on medium high. My favorite way to eat Brussels sprouts. It's so easy, so simple, so delicious. Brussels sprouts also are a cruciferous veggie, so they can be harder for you to digest. So cooking them makes it a little bit easier. Then here I have 200 grams of broccoli slaw. Literally throw that on top. Just let it soak up all the steam. Then I throw all these bell peppers right on top of that. Boom. I literally let it sit there 8 to 10 minutes. Cook it. Tastes great. Also, another note, the way I like to do my veggies is I will just throw it all in one big pan, like a veggie medley, and then I just spread it out between my meals with my protein. So today I'll probably have approximately 3 meals, you know, some ground turkey, some chicken, maybe even a salmon patty, and then I'll just divvy this huge pan of veggies up into each of those 3 meals. This alone, so I tracked it, put it in my FitnessPal, it's already 15 grams of fiber. 15 grams of fiber in just veggies. That's not adding all the other food that I'm going to eat throughout my day. It's also what, 2, 4, almost 600 grams of veggies as well. Super simple, 10 minutes. You can even have your veggies all pre-cut. What I like to do if I am going to get super busy, which is going to be me here pretty soon, is I'll buy veggies in bulk. I'll buy tons of bell peppers, tons of Brussels sprouts, zucchini, squash, whatever I'm choosing for that week. And then I'll just have it all pre-chopped in my fridge. So then come the day, I can just measure out the pre-chop, throw it in a huge pan. I cook all my veggies in one huge pan. I never cook it all separate just because I'm lazy, and it's delicious still and easy. So I have all my veggies pre-cooked or pre-chopped. And then that day, I can kind of choose what I want. Take 100 grams, super easy, throw it in a pan, boom, done. All right, now while my veggies cook, I'm going to make my breakfast. So breakfast is my one meal of the day that I kind of give myself freedom. I love typical breakfast foods, but I also like to change it up day to day. And then I pre-plan my lunch, my dinner, my snacks, because I usually eat it when I'm out at work, so I don't come home and make a nice dinner, unless I feel like it. But for the most part, I don't. So I will plan my breakfast first the night before. Whatever I'm feeling, usually it's some kind of egg scramble with toast, maybe some fruit. Lately, I've been obsessed with these paleo pancakes in all flavors, so sometimes I'll make a huge waffle or some pancakes with it. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. Eggs, toast, bacon, whatever makes me happy. So I will pre-plan my breakfast so I make sure I get what I want with my breakfast. And then I'll plan the rest of my day around that with the food that I do have prepped. So what I'm gonna eat today for breakfast is 3 eggs, 2 pieces of sourdough toast. And sourdough is one of those breads that I do weigh out. So as you can see, the pieces vary in size. So the middle pieces are much larger than the end pieces. So typing in 2 pieces of bread isn't gonna be accurate macro-wise. So this says that 1 slice is 34 grams. So I will weigh out my 2 slices, will plug it into my FitnessPal, measured in grams, so I get that exact number just because it does vary. And then with my eggs, I'm going to do spinach and kale. So probably roughly about 50 grams of each, which is another 100 grams of veggies, making my total for the day already 700 plus grams. Super simple, super easy. I'll throw some, I'll show you guys when it's done, but everything but the bagel seasoning on top of my eggs. And then on top of my toast, I'll probably do some goat cheese. So nice and flavorful, super simple. Takes another 5 to 10 minutes maybe as my veggies are cooking, so no time is lost. Health. So for my second protein that I chose to cook in bulk, which was chicken breast, I wanted to show you guys why we weigh and track raw versus cooked protein. So I weighed all my chicken. I cooked, as you can see, these 3 huge chicken breasts, which came out to 1,159 grams raw. And then after I cooked it all, I was 840 grams cooked. So this is why there's such a big discrepancy. And we want to make sure that whatever way you are weighing it, that is the same way you are tracking it. So it lost about 28% of its weight after I cooked it. So if I were to track it in its raw form and then weigh it out cooked, there would be a huge inaccuracy there. So I just use, unless you're super serious and trying to be as accurate as possible, you can do the math yourself every time you track it. However, that's very time consuming and not really necessary if you ask me. So I just use the cooked forms in my FitnessPal. So for both my ground turkey, there's a drained, cooked, 93% lean ground turkey entry. And then for my chicken, I do boneless, skinless, cooked chicken breast. As long as you're weighing it in the same form that you are tracking it, it's the same across the board, then you should be fine. Just make sure that those 2 things are matching up for this reason exactly. Okay, so now that I have my 3 main meals prepped for the day, I have veggies with chicken breast, and then I have veggies with ground turkey, and veggies with ground turkey again. These are just veggies and protein, so now I'm gonna add some complex carbohydrates, which is usually for me white rice or sweet potatoes. I have a whole bunch of sweet potatoes that I usually just cut up and throw in the air fryer, but these from Trader Joe's are also super convenient as well. They're already cut into ribbons, so it makes it even easier to either throw in a pan or throw in the air fryer. 5-10 minutes again, maybe tops. Boom, you have some carbs. After just all of my proteins, veggies, and my breakfast for the day, I'm already at 1,300 calories, 20 grams of fiber, 150 grams of protein, 50 grams of fat, and 81 grams of carbs. So I still have about 1,000 calories to fill, but I do have my fiber out of the way, have a lot of my micros out of the way. So now I'm just gonna fill the rest and play macro touchers with snacks. So I just like to make sure that I have all my protein in my meats. And then, like I said, I get about 160 grams of protein a day. I already have 147. So now the little bit of protein that comes from my snacks will put in the extra 13 grams that I'm looking for approximately. And then I have a lot of leeway with my carbs and my fats. So I will cook up some sweet potatoes, probably put some avocado oil on top. Again, I do measure out my avocado oil. Some of my other favorite snacks, plantain chips. These do have some fat attached to them. Let's look at the macros. 19 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fat for 28 grams. So I'll probably do a serving of these. Some of my other favorites, Lara bars. I like the chocolate peanut butter cup. 24 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, 11 grams of protein. So that would take up a big chunk of my protein. So I might stray away from that today. But I do have these on for a different occasion. Pistachios, my favorite nut, super nut. I will eat pistachios all day long. They are very high in fat though, so I still have about 40 grams of fat for my day, so I'll probably do a serving of pistachios. Apple, I will weigh out my apple. Bananas, just love me some bananas, high in potassium, along with potatoes. So they're with the veggies, the sweet potatoes, and a banana. My potassium will probably be pretty dang high. Another one of my favorite snacks, I will do carrots with some hummus. What else will I do today? I'll probably do some oats with dairy-free yogurt on top as just another snack. This is a ton of food, as you can see, but I mean, I got my main meals out of the way. Most of my macros are covered, so now I just have fun with it. I also do have some nut butter. Nut butter is a staple in my days, so I'll probably do a serving of this nutso butter with my banana and my apple. So healthy fats, more micros because of the nuts. It'll add a little bit of protein in there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Macro Tetris. Again, this takes me, because I have my staples and I kind of know what I can choose to eat to fill the rest of my macros for the day, it'll take me another 10 minutes maybe. I'll measure it all out, get it all prepped, and then I'll let you guys know what my macros end for the day. All right, so to end my day, it took me about an hour this morning to cook, and I cooked 2 proteins in bulk, ground turkey and chicken breast, so I have enough protein to last me the end of the week, as well as I made my breakfast, ate my breakfast, got all my food, snacks for the day prepped. I ended up doing plantain chips and goji berries for my snack. Goji berries are one of my also new faves. So if you haven't tried goji berries, I highly suggest it. I have an apple with some nutso butter as another snack, and then my 3 meals that I added sweet potatoes to. This brings my total for the day about a little under 2,200 calories, 162 grams of protein, 77 grams of fat, and 235 grams of carbohydrate. My fiber is also 33 grams of fiber for the day. My sugar is only 55 grams, all from natural sugars, so I'm not too worried about it. My sodium's only 1,300 milligrams, and my potassium is 2,600 milligrams. So potassium's double my sodium, perfect. Sodium's actually pretty low. I didn't track the seasoning that I did put on my chicken breast, but because my sodium's so low, I'm not very worried about it at all. Plenty of greens, plenty of micros, healthy snacks, and then my calories are still a little bit under, so when I get home tonight, I'll probably have another snack if I'm hungry. If not, I'm not too worried about it, but the biggest things are hit my protein, 162 grams. I go for 160 grams a day. Hit my micronutrients. My fats are high, 77. I usually go for 90, but so tonight, if I'm hungry, I'll probably have some more nuts or something to get more fat. Carbohydrates are good in case I do a workout today. I'll have plenty of carbs to fuel that, and then have everything prepped, and it took me about an hour. Easy peasy. All right, so I know this video is a little all over the place. I'm still learning how to make these videos make sense for you guys, but I did just want to show you guys how I prep my days and my weeks. Here in a couple weeks, I'm gonna be going back to school, so my days are gonna be a lot busier, so I'm gonna have to start prepping in bulk so I can always do another video when that time comes, do a big bulk meal prep on the weekend, show you guys how I go about doing that. If you guys have any other questions about how I go about tracking any of my food, I tried to give you guys the best idea, but just let me know if there's anything better that you guys want from me. If you guys have any other videos idea, any topics, that you would like me to go over, just let me know so I can do that for you. And other than that, I hope that this video helped at least a little bit. Maybe not, I don't know, but either way, I have fun doing it. So just let me know if there's anything else you guys would like me to talk about, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.